Congratulations, you are in the money.
So KL got back on the felt this week. It was really, really good to see him out there.
COVID sucked. I had 3 days where it was really bad. And I felt terrible. That's all I can say. I felt absolutely awful. And couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything.
Thank God he's safe. You know, again, when you have someone that has underlying issues, COVID's no joke. But I saw he was playing online. He's incredible. Never gives up. Never slows down. I would have probably been on my back for 10 days without moving.
Finally got to get back in the streets. Played the 5K 6 max yesterday.
It was really cool. After COVID, KL decided that he wanted to play the 5K 6 max and take a shot. If you don't know, the 5K 6 max is probably one of the tougher, if not toughest, mid to high stakes WSOP events there is. It's got a great structure. All the high stakes pros come out to play it.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we busted the 6 max. I feel like I played pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I ran really, really poorly all day. I think I only saw 2 premium hands. I saw ace queen one time and pocket kings another time, and then the bust out hand I had about 40 big blinds or so, and I took a GTO for that jam with jacks. And unfortunately, I ran into aces. So, not much I could do. Board ran out, a boat for him, so kind of salt in the wound. But I did learn that I didn't feel outmatched or outplayed, and that is a win in my book. So I can safely say that I definitely want to do this again next year. I've got some demons I want to exercise from this tournament, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that extra 100%. So thank you everyone for the support. I appreciate it. It'll win 1,600 tomorrow. So we'll be back in the streets.
Later in the week, I busted a tournament and hit KL up, and he was still playing at the win. And I didn't really have anything else I wanted to play that day, so I went ahead and head over there and asked Ken if I could, just take over for a bit, give him a break, and hold KL's cards.
I love playing at the win. It's so much fun. Fired 2 bullets, didn't end up sticking. I showed in the big blind versus blind, and ended up folding with that flip. And folded the rest, and then I dusted it off with sides versus jacks for like 16 bigs, in 3. So, it is what it is. We'll go back, and I'm playing really well, and that's what matters.
I think I brought my run bad to him, though, because I think he only got to play 2 hands the entire time I was there. I think I held cards for him for about 90 minutes, and we didn't get any decent cards.
But we had fun. We had some watermelon juice out of it, and some good espresso. And tomorrow I'm going to take some time, hang out with some friends, and this weekend, my best friend from high school is coming into town. And we're going to go do best friend things. I haven't seen him in 3 years because of COVID. And it'll be like we never left off. I know it will be. But I'm really, really pumped to see him, and I can't wait for you guys to meet him.
I went into Bally's parking lot. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, I'm going to go to sleep. I got in there, got about an hour into the car, resting, relaxing, just about to fall asleep. And of course, a security guard comes knocking on my door. You can't stay here. What are you doing here? I've been here for 2.5 weeks. Oh, you can't stay here. So I politely said to him, thank you very much for his time and effort. And I said, well, I'll just go back to South Point and I'll stay there. So I got up, got put together, undid all the curtains, drove to South Point, got in the car, went to sleep. In about 2 hours, got woken up from their security guard. I don't know if these people are, like, entangled. But they're like, you can't stay here. Okay, well, I've been staying here for 2 weeks. What do you mean I can't stay here? Well, we don't let people sleep in your car. You know, it's a homeless thing. I said, I'm in a $70,000 car. Do I look homeless? So, I'm homeless. So, we're going to have to find a place now. After getting all clean and showered and shaved for you guys, even the head, went to the gym, working out like a madman, 56-year-old man, kicking up some butt. But now I got to be finding a new place. So, anybody has any ideas where is a safe place to park in Las Vegas, in somebody's driveway, I don't care, that would be awesome.
This gentleman is getting his ticket out very nicely. And now we're going to go to swipe our card. Uh-oh. We're getting a please. Uh-oh. We're getting a bad message. I think that means it's one of those days, like I said earlier, we're going to have to go get a new card. So let's go do that. Oh, really? Really? You pay for the technology, not to have to stand in this line. And of course, what do we have to do? Stand on this line.
Two accounts.
Okay. Can we get rid of one account? What is going on with my accounts?
You just got too many here. So I have one out of Comac, New York.
That's the
and then one
oldest
out
one.
of Texas.
Can we merge the two to be
Yeah, I'll get
Texas?
them merged for you.
Don't forget
Wow.
your drink, okay?
Yeah, I totally remember this. It's so funny.
Sean remembers me since like,
Yeah.
for the last 3 years that my
Always
card
this-
never
this
works.
one.
Really, you want to know how my week was, Rob? Well, let me tell you. It had its ups and downs like you could not believe. So we started at the Millie Maker, and I played 10 and a half hours. 10 and a half hours. You bag at 11. I had, 90,000 in chips, smooth sailing. I can just fold my way into getting a bag in a half hour and move on, give myself a little pat on the back and be raring to go for the day 2. But of course not. I get dealt a pair of kings. I look down, I see a pair of kings, gentleman opened, raised. I look down, I could just feel the ugliness was about to happen. Just get that 6th sense in your stomach. So I 3-bet him to a really big number. And I just wanted him to go away. But he called. And after he called, the flop came just 3 errant cards that weren't mixed or matched or anything. So, with my kings, I was trying to be protective. I checked. He checked. Okay, looking pretty good. Next card comes. It's a total blank. Nothing good. So there's not a card on the board higher than a 9. He checks, I bet out, he jams. He jams. So, from his previous raise, I don't put him on any sets. I don't put him on 2 pairs. I put him on a big pair. So he either has 10s, jacks, queens, kings, or aces. Well, I have kings. So likelihood he doesn't have kings. I'm hoping he has queens or jacks. So, probably someone of your caliber, Rob, or maybe Drew or Berkey can fold kings, but I'm a recreational. I don't fold kings ever. So, of course, I called, and he turned over aces. And we were out with a half hour to go. So we played 10 and a half hours of an 11-hour session, and we had nothing to show for it. So the week didn't start off very good. So we were kind of down on ourselves, and it was kind of, I don't know, just one of those situations that you're basically mind melted. So we decided we were going to go and play a seniors event. So I went to the Aria and played the $600 seniors event. That went as bad, maybe worse. I don't think I made it through the first hour with a bunch of codgers. My fault, I didn't play really well, so I can't really chalk that up to anybody but me not playing real good. Had a message with you, sat down, talked to you, sat down to talk to Drew about a little different way to play against the old people, since you do start off short on chips, but long on time. So I think you guys, between you and Drew, really helped me kind of come up with a better mindset for the seniors event that was going to happen towards another couple days. But in between, we said, you know what? Let's get back to our streets of what we know how to do. We know how to play cash. So we decided we were going to jump into a big game, a 5-10 game. 5-10 game in the King's Lounge. So it's a little nicer lounge. Obviously better talent, better people, more professional players. But we took a shot. They call it shot taking. Got in there, bought in for $2,500, and ended up in an hour being plus $850. So that was good. So we got our feet back under us on the cash streets, which we're really more comfortable with anyway. And then yesterday we went and played the World Series of Poker senior event. Something I've been looking forward to playing, but now I had information from Rob and Drew on how to manage the first few levels. Because again, it's really important to get off to a good start. Make sure you're winning your first few pots so you can build a stack so that you can get through those rounds. So we did exactly what they said to do. Had a nice smooth sailing. Unfortunately, you're playing with people that are old and slow, and they take a long time to make decisions. But we ended up at the end of the night bagging $95,000 or $96,000 in chips. So we'll be playing day 2 on Friday. So everything went really well there. I did lose a big 20,000 chip pot. Kings over queens. I had the queens. Just a normal cooler. Only lost about 20,000 in chips. That's all the player had behind. We both got it in, and we didn't hit a queen. So, but moving into day 2, we're sitting probably about 30, 35 big blinds, 40 big blinds. So we'll be okay on that.
So I'm happy to report we've had no bug issues this week. No spiders, no scorpions, no snakes, no 50 million legged centipedes. We're good. And it's been a really, really good week. I felt like this was a week where we really started to get some momentum. Felt like we're really in the zone, playing at a very high level, a lot of focus. We got some cashes and some deep runs. And I kind of feel like now, heading into this next week, I've really hit my stride, and I've got, a couple weeks to really do some damage now. So Monday was a wild day. It started with day 2 of the Golden Nugget. We were coming in pretty short, so there weren't a lot of expectations. I mean, obviously, anytime you come into a day 2, there's always the opportunity to spin it up, and it's not like when we're short stacked, we're incapable of spinning it up. It's just one of those things where you just know the reality of poker is, day 2 is about running good, where day 1 is about positioning yourself, and so you're kind of at the mercy of the cards to an extent, and you just kind of try to enjoy the journey and have fun, and kind of let the chips fall where they may. Day 2 at the Nugget was very up and down.
The life of a poker player this summer. So we were in the Nugget, we doubled. Very next hand, we got an all this against a shorty for a bounty. Ace queen, ran into ace king and lost. Then we doubled again. Then we went card, then we were out. And now we're rushing over to Late Reg, our first WSOP event of the summer. It's gonna be our debut in the $500 freeze out. We're gonna be getting in with about 40 bigs to start. So we're scrambling there, and that's a freeze out, so 1 bullet, and if we bust that, we're gonna rush over to the MGM and late fire that. So, busy day. Let's get it.
WSOP tournaments just hit differently. The atmosphere is different. There is this level of excitement around knowing you're playing for a bracelet. Like you have an official chance to win a WSOP bracelet that just kind of gives you a heightened sense of excitement. It gives you a heightened sense of competition. You just, not that you ever don't want to play your best, but there's that little extra something inside of you that's just like wants to play as perfect as you can possibly play. And the hands just have more weight, and it's just on a different level.
WSOP tournaments to me are the best. I know there's better value tournaments around town, but nothing has the aura of being at the event of the World Series of Poker.
So here I am. I make the decision to go play this WSOP bracelet event. It's a $500 freeze out. And I'm coming in at the 800 big blind level. And so I sit down, and my very first hand, I look down at ace king. And so there's a limp, I ISO, and a guy behind me jams. And I'm like, oh my God, I literally have been waiting 2 weeks to play this tournament. I'm gonna be all in on the first hand. And so I obviously call, he flips over fives. I'm like, oh, why can't this just be like ace queen suited? I'm like, well, this might be it. My WSOP event debut this year might be one hand. Fortunately, we flop 2 pair on the flop, and we hold. No 5 on the turn of the river. We pick up a nice pot, and from there we just started cruising. Level over level, we found good spots. We got max value from opponents, and we cruised up to about 160K in chips from 25 starting without a lot of effort. And it was at this point that the excitement started kicking in, because it's like, hey, we got a legit shot at a cash here. We can cash 2 tournaments in one day, something I've never done before. And this is one of those tournaments, the structure does go fast, but man, if you can make day 2, you're gonna be final 100, 150 for a bracelet. So the adrenaline really starts pumping at this point. You just start getting excited. And it's just fun. It's so much fun to be in the hunt. Everybody talks about wanting to win a bracelet, but not enough people talk about the fun of just being in the mix, just being alive for a bracelet, just knowing you're starting to see the field dwindle down. We got to the point where the rest of our room, we were in Bally's broke. And we head over to Paris. And when we get to Paris, there's a little over 1,000 people left. Payouts aren't out yet, but we know the math. It's 15% of the field. So we're looking at about 720 people cashing. And so we get close to the bubble, and our chip stack's been dwindling down. And now we get to the point where we're hand for hand. And if you've never been in a live tournament, hand for hand kind of works where the entire room plays a hand, and then nobody plays another hand until everybody in the room is done. And they do that to make sure that they capture all the bust outs at the same time, and deal with any ties, make sure they know when the bubble burst, and you're in the money. And you have a significant number of people in the room who are, again, looking for their first WSOP cash, looking for their first ever live tournament cash. And you can just see people like on pins and needles, their hair standing on end. You can see people who are legit nervous. You've got short stacks who are like one orbit from being out of chips, and they're just holding on to survive. And it's such a unique experience. As we're going through hand for hand, Dennis, who I've seen as a floor guy for a very long time, he's been around the circuit for many years, just an incredible guy and human being, he's announcing all of the all-ins, and then he's announcing how many people busted from those all-ins. And we went through this ridiculous stretch where I think for the first 3 or 4 hands of hand for hand, I think we had 14 all-ins and 12 survived. And at one point there was an update where all 5 people that went all in survived the all in, and the crowd actually started booing.
That's like ends and all 5 survived. And the seat goes in the hand.
And I just remember the moment just being like, this is just so much freaking fun. I just need to do this more often. Then, Dennis finally announces that we're in the money.
People following the floor guys around. I got them.
We had 3 all-ins, we lost 2. Those 2 will split up 1 spot. Congratulations, you are in the money.
everybody has their cameras up and they're all filming the moment because, again, for them, so for some of them, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. Obviously, those of us that get to play the game a lot and get to play tournaments a lot, it's cool, but we're there, we're in the moment, but it's not, it may happen to us 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 times in a summer. For some of these people, they literally came out here for a weekend or a couple days or maybe just this tournament, and here they are getting to see their dreams come true, and they're filming it and they're so exciting. And it's so great for poker. So of course, once the bubble burst, now it's time to try and build some chips. The big blind got up to 8K. We tried to be as patient as we could, still wasn't getting any cards. And eventually we just got in a spot. We had 9 big blinds. We were going to be in the big blind with the big blind ante very next hand. There was a raise and a very short stack all in. We looked at an ace queen off. We just have to get it in. We're not thrilled about the spot, but we could, go down to 6.5 big blinds after the next 2 hands and not see a hand that even sniffs as good as ace queen. So stuck it in. Unfortunately, ran into ace king and ran dry. But we got a WSOP cash. We had an absolute blast. It was the first day ever we got 2 cashes in the same day. And it was a memorable experience. So it was so much fun to participate. I can't wait till my next WSOP event.
The meetup game is happening on Tuesday, June 28th, at Orion at around 5 p.m. And we are giving away a $300 seat to Matt Stout's charity poker game. So show up, enter to win the seat. It's a great cause, and there's 10 grand up top. Dude, I'm so excited for the meetup game. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna play crazy games, drink at lunch, see a bunch of friends. There's a dude flying in from Texas for one day just to play and hang out. So it's gonna be a blast, and I can't wait for everybody to get together in a really low pressure environment. And, we'll make some jokes and hopefully win a few clubs and just hang out a little bit.
Really want to get my second cash in the World Series of Poker. I want to get another cash game session in. Got to rebound from the cash losses. That's usually my bread and butter. But I got to tell you, to be honest, I'm a little tired. I haven't done this as a professional. We're week 2 into it, playing every day with pretty much no days off. So we'll see how it goes. My wife is coming out next week, so I'm super excited to see her. Haven't seen her in a couple weeks. So that'll be a good relaxing few days having her out here and being able to meet up with some old friends and have some dinner and things like that.
This next week is huge. We have the Golden Nugget Poker News Cup this weekend. It's a $1,000 buy-in, $1 million guarantee. There's flights Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have bullets for all 3. This is going to be the biggest buy-in that I've played so far this summer. And I'm ready. I am super ready. My last Hold'em tournament I played at the MGM, I felt like I was more dialed in and focused and just making no mistakes the entire way through, was being very creative. And I just feel ready to go in there and dictate what happens at the tables. And what's cool for this tournament too, and what I'm really excited about, is I've been playing these 30-minute level tournaments all summer, and now I have a 30K starting stack, 40-minute levels on day 1, 60-minute levels on day 2 tournament, where I'm really going to have some time to do some damage. And so, I'm coming in with a goal of trying to bag chip lead. I want to come in with a big stack on day 2. And, whether it comes to fruition or not, we'll see. Variance is a thing, but I haven't had this much confidence, this much focus, and this good of a foundation for a tournament buy-in this size in my entire career. And I want to go in there and show what I can do.
am aware, fully prepared, the devil he speaks, yeah. And this what he said, you gotta get paid, do what you gotta do, get to the bag. Stay at your 9 to 5, get on the avenue, you ain't cut out for them things, yeah. You are not good enough, you are the type of got people that shouldn't love anyone knowing you know that you phony. You never cut out for this, you should just give it up, yeah. But that's how they want me to feel, I am the man of the steel, king of the hill, man of the year. Finally feel like I got it for real, yeah. But all of them voices, we got them, lie to me, Hillary Rodham. I just came back from my kid in the bottom, and now I'm gonna bring it back all the way on them, yeah. One time.